Okay, that does help a little bit. Good morning. I have a window right here, and I wanted to do my reading so that you could see the outside, but the light was shining behind me, and my camera isn't all that fancy, and which I apologize for the graininess. And oh, get comfy. Actually, I should have both feet on the ground. Because I have beautiful trees right outside my window, and really pretty trees right outside my window, and so I wanted that to be the backdrop. And it wasn't able to do that because when I sat down, then the light changed, and it was like way too bright around me, which to me was very distracting. So I could imagine as a viewer, like that would be really distracting as well. So I'm gonna get my cards here because I had to change my setup. Okay, and these cards, I'll be working with the Spellcasters Tarot, Morgan-Greer, and I believe this is the Starlight Tarot. It's just, if you haven't picked up this deck, it's amazing. It's so pretty. There are so many cards in here that are just, the color is outstanding. So I'm going to do a little reading for the collective today. Welcome to my channel. Oops. I usually take jumpers. I'm just shuffling. Well, sometimes I do, but not in the very beginning. Let's see. So this is just my initial video, my very first one. I know that I don't want to have my background, my kitchen behind me. So I think what I'll probably end up doing is having getting a little tripod, but I mean, we'll see how this goes, right? Because it could be nice to look at the person who's talking to you. And in our culture, like, faces really matter to people, and whether or not that face is young or old or pretty or what is a big issue for some people. Okay. I'm going to shuffle these. Ooh, the sun. Very nice. I say we keep that out to cap the reading here. It's a gorgeous card, and it's very pretty. Very pretty. The butterfly and some sunflowers and the sun. What if there's a little dude? There is a little dude. The little kid. The little kid's right in there. You know how there's like this little kid that's like riding a horse with his, it's like, ah, it's so cute. That's so funny. So this little guy, he's got, let's see here. Oh, I thought they were stars, but they're a bunch of little butterflies kind of coming off of his hands, going around the sun, and the sun is like a flower, and then there's these, which I should probably get my glasses for this, but because I can see it's fine, but there's a lotus, a purple lotus in the middle, or a dahlia, and there's a heart with a yin and yang, and it's just beautiful. It's a beautiful card. Yeah, we'll keep this to cap the reading. I think that'll be nice, and I'm gonna put it inside the circle of crystals. I have my selenite wand and my hematoid quartz, amethyst. And this is another quartz. It's from Vietnam. It was hand mined. And it is a quartz, and I forget what kind of quality it is, but it's like really beautiful and very powerful, and really just like you can feel it when you put it in your hand. Just kind of like it gives you that cleansing feeling, and I just love it. These three guys right here, I have these by my bed every night, and I have this little one turned in, and then over here I have an onyx tower to protect the reading from any negative energy, absorbing any negative energy and keeping any kind of negative issues at bay. Here's some fluorite, little fluorite towers, gorgeous. And then this is another tower, and I forget the name of it, but I know that there's its properties are such that it will open up the third eye and like open up the crown chakra and just really help with opening up the intuition and the connection with your spirit guides. And it has, you could see it like, it's like rainbowy, it's got the labradorite in there. I will double check on this and let you guys know what this is called next time. It might say here on the bottom. No, I just have like the grams. Alrighty, well there it is. Oopie, and my angelite always. And this is for my mom. She's passed away, and I always, whenever I have angelite around me, I feel like I'm bringing her in and having her like be with me, but also just kind of like bringing in your spirit guide. So angelite is a really, really great stone to wear. If like, say if you have a ring or earrings or a necklace, or even if you just have a stone to like have it in your pocket, if you're going through some hard times and you just really want some support, I would say have your angelite with you. And I'm not going through any hard times. I'm feeling really good right now, which is I'm very thankful for that. But I just always have my angelite when I do readings, so I can have it, near and call in my spirit guides. And I also have my pendulum for dowsing. I've told you about the cards that I'm using today. And then what I do is I douse, and which is my primary deck, which is going to be my clarifying deck, and choose the decks that way. Sometimes I just feel drawn. Other times I'm like, maybe this deck has something to say today, and it needs to be used. And I grabbed my Morgan-Greer because I usually grab or I usually go for my spellcasters and my starlight a lot. They're like a couple of my favorite decks, but something just told me to get the Morgan-Greer this morning, and so I grabbed that as well. Warm her up a little bit. Let's see here. I need a stronger yes. The primary deck or clarifying deck? See, is this my clarifying deck? Need a stronger yes, please. There we go. Yeah, you're my clarifier today. Alrighty. Thinking the Morgan-Greer is going to give us the thing, but let's see what the spirit has to say. Alright, what do you say? Spellcasters today? I'm feeling the no on that one. Okay. Morgan-Greer, is this our primary deck today? I need a stronger yes, please. Is Morgan-Greer our primary deck today? Can you show me a stronger yes? I really want to see how high you can get. Ooh. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Let's set this one out there, bud. All right. Get this clarifier over here. All right, I'm going to do some a little bit more shuffling. We have chosen the Morgan-Greer today, and that is really exciting. I don't really want to bend my deck too much. I did before, and it does have a little bit of a bow in it. I'm going to find another way. Shuffling, la-di-dum, dee-dee-dee. Sometimes you'll find that I sing a little bit here, and I haven't quite figured out a good way to shuffle without bending them. Just gonna do that. Okay. All right. So what's in it for the collective today? Today is March 29th. It's a Monday. It's always nice to get a reading on a Monday. You're like, it's a Monday, kind of starting the week anew, and you know, a lot of folks don't really like Mondays, kind of come off the weekend, or like, I don't want to go back to work, or like do the things, you know, because like a weekend can be so relaxing, and or hopefully your weekend was really relaxing. Let's see here. All right, guys, I'm gonna get it for the collective. What do people need to know? If it resonates, take it with you. If there are aspects of it that seem to feel seem to go with, then take that. If something just doesn't resonate, and give it some thought, because sometimes the tarot can point things out to us that we hadn't really considered. But a lot of times, you know, for tarot, especially even if you're able to see the images as well, which is why I feel like I might change my camera angle, but I'll be calling out the cards as I put them down so that you can follow along, and even if you wanted to write them down, then you can do that too, and like what that card means for you. But Either way, anything doesn't match up, then just toss it out. Or just maybe wasn't a reading for you that time. Maybe you know what you need to know. Okay. All right. Start off with the 3 card and then go from there. We have the Sun to cap our reading, just to bring in the light and to bring in the good vibes. Okay. Whoa, interesting. Okay, so our first card is the 8 of Swords. So this is basically, there might be some of you that are really kind of in your heads right now about some stuff, and the 8 of Swords signifies kind of a prison of our own making, right? And I like to say, like, it's when we're kind of tripping. We could be tripping on something a little bit too hard, and maybe thinking about something a lot, and maybe creating a story inside of ourselves. And usually this story is a negative one. There is a lot of fear that is around the 8 of Swords. And a lot of times it could be about being stuck, right? Because in this, the person, usually a female for some reason, is bound, right? Is bound and blindfolded. And I think that that's pretty significant. And so the binds are always quite loose, right? And you got the swords around, but like clearly you could just be like, and like walk out and like get out of the swords and be like, bye. And the blind is about not seeing that you actually have more power than you think you do. And this can be like, maybe you feel like you're stuck in a job, or you're stuck in a relationship, or you're stuck in some way. And now I'm definitely not minimizing the very real aspects of needing a job in order to continue living, or needing to be more strategic about if you're leaving that relationship. That's all very important, okay? So, but what this is saying is, even in the process of like the binds are loose. So even in the process of like undoing those binds, you need to be strategic, because like, say there are swords around you, right? And so swords are also inviting you to use your mind, to use your ideas, to use your intellect in order to make a proper plan before you release those binds and jam, okay? Whether it's from a job, a person, or even a feeling, or just a mental state. So the 8 of Swords is like you're kind of in a prison of your own making, and it is, you are empowered. It definitely looks very bleak, but it highlights that you are empowered, and you're being invited to harness that inner power that you have, because you have it. You have it, and you can change anything that you want to change. And it doesn't mean that you have to do it all by yourself. You get some support around you, some trusted support around you, okay? Okay. Ooh, which I hadn't even really, I looked at this, but I hadn't really taken it in. I ended with get some trusted support around you. And the next is the 3 of Cups. So the 3 of Cups is like, it is your, I mean, whenever I see this card, I think girls' night, or like, or maybe not even just like girls' night, but like getting your people around you, getting your trusted friends. It's trusted friends, trusted support. I mean, it's the friendship card. Like, I just love the 3 of Cups, So lean on your girls, lean on your guys, lean on your peeps right now, okay? because change is coming. Okay, something is ending, and I'm thinking that whatever the ending is has to do with this. All right, there's something that's ending. There's something you're wanting to break free of. Okay, but you're gonna need your peeps, and in the finish, it's good. It's good. It's ending, and there can be grief with an ending. Okay, there's always grief with an ending. It can be a scary ending. Um, there might, I mean, and this could play into what's keeping you bound, right? So when we're keeping ourselves bound, we're feeling really afraid to to leave what it is that we feel we're bound to. Um, so I think that that's important to take in, but and those fears are legitimate. But a lot of times when we face them, when we have to weigh the situation. We like, okay, is the fear of what could be worse than where I'm at right now with what I know? And if what I know is really not serving my life and making me feel like my life is kind of maybe like confined or the size of a postage stamp, then I need to face those fears and figure out how I can protect myself in moving forward. Okay. Um, and that's where these folks come in. Okay. All right. And honestly, a lot of times on the other side of those fears, if you get good support and then you're able to, you just feel better inside, I think a lot of times when you find yourself on the other side, that you can look back and you could say, gosh, like, wow, like, I didn't realize how sad I was, or I didn't realize how sick I was, or I didn't realize, I just didn't realize how bad the situation was until I got out here, and I didn't realize how I can feel in touch with myself again and how I can feel happy again, right? Because when you are living in alignment with your truth and you're living the life that you want to live, then you feel good, okay? And this isn't about like, oh, well, I'll feel really good when I'm famous, or I'll feel really good when this certain thing happens. It's like, figure out what your inner truth is inside. And it doesn't have to be Disneyland. It doesn't have to be, rock star status. It's just being at peace within yourself and then living in alignment with that. And if something has run its course, whatever it is, then you are honest with yourself about that and honest with anybody else about that. You can get your support, and then you can break free from whatever it is that's having you feel like you're not like in alignment with your true happiness. Okay, so I'm gonna pick a couple more cards because I feel like this is really rich, and I really want to see what the story is. Okay, so I'm gonna do two more. Ooh, ooh, far out, man. Okay, so the next one was the Knight of Cups, which is always a nice little one to see. It's like, you know, like, so maybe some of you are in a relationship, you're breaking free from a relationship, and then maybe you're going to find some other person that's going to come along, but the Knight of Cups energy is coming, and it looks as though it's on the other side of this change. Okay? It's on the other side of this change. And the Knight of Cups is a really sweet, beautiful card. It's just, there's this person who's coming, they're fun, and they They might not be like Mr. or Miss Right, but they're, I mean, you know, essentially it appears gendered, but you know, whatever, right? Okay, so like they might not be at first or even later Mr. or Miss Right, but they're certainly Mr. or Miss Right right now. And there's something to be gained from connecting with this person. And, but you know, I mean, be wary. You can have fun, but you just came from something. You don't want to be taken down some weird road again. So, like, you know, be friends, right? Like, here's a friend, fun. They go for what they want. And so you might feel like you're being pursued. I mean, they're definitely offering you your cup, but here, or offering you their cup. And here, what's interesting is that we have the Chariot. So there is a carrying away of something, you know, like you, and this is cool that it's all coming after this death, after this change, because you are kind of on your way, right? And like once you're on the Chariot, like when the Chariot shows up, you're being carried to a totally different space, you know, like you're on a new adventure, you're on a new journey, but you know where you're going. And the thing is that once you set it in motion, it can't be stopped. And that's what's so exciting about the Chariot is that like typically, so see, you see here, there's two horses, and the two horses um, are black and white. So there's kind of like a yin and yang, masculine, feminine energy about this. And that shows up a lot in the tarot. Like, so this is like moving forward with balance in your life, and also um, an integration of like, you know, your wisdom, like your masculine and your feminine wisdom, like you're just kind of like moving forward with a more integrated feeling, a more whole feeling about yourself, because you learned a lot from this, you know, and you learned a lot from them too. You know, and you just continue to learn. That's why they're in your life, you know, which is lovely. Friends, community is so important, and trusted friends are so important. They're beautiful. So, yeah, so breaking free, leaning on your friends, there's a big change. Fun person is showing up, and they're very determined, very passionate, and it's got the cup. So it's like you might be having a new love. And, you know, this new love, I mean, the cup, basically, this Knight of Cups is offering the cup and looking at the Chariot. So, you know, maybe this knight wants to carry you away from this, whatever this is. Perhaps that just came in, you know. And there's something very strong and determined about this person that's riding this Chariot, though, which is you. You're the energy. You're the driver of the Chariot, okay? So just know that you're the driver of the Chariot. Like that somebody could be offering you their cup, and that's great. That's lovely, all right? But you don't need to rely on anybody else to carry you away. You can drive your own Chariot, and the breaking free of this is on you, okay? I mean, it may appear as though, like, okay, maybe here's the rescuer, and maybe that turns you on, maybe that's your jam, and great. But ultimately, if you don't want to find yourself in another situation like this, I think it's very important for you to rely on this. Like you are the master and commander of your own ship, all right? And having support around you, having Good Time Charlie show up is fabulous. And it's fun, and they could even be a really cool guide in a way of like, I don't know, like just, and whatever they bring is very special. And your lasting change is going to come from inside of you, okay? All right, so I'm going to pull some clarifiers. So let's pull some clarifiers for this night, because we're just like, what's up with this night? What's up with this dude? He gonna come and do some stuff. Okay, let's see. And actually, let's go ahead and do some clarification on, let's do some, okay. Why am I'm like all of a sudden automatically drawn to the knight. Like, let's clarify who the guy is. Stupid. Maybe we could do some clarification on like what is binding you right now. Let's do that instead, yeah? But then we'll get to the knight, okay? Oh my god, freaking ding-a-ling. Hopefully this is making such a lovely impression on you guys. Okay. All right, so let's get some clarification on the binds. Get some clarification on the Eight of Swords. What is it exactly that's holding folks in right now, other than a global pandemic and being vaccinated, being on the brink of vaccination, like, and I don't mean to laugh when I say global pandemic. Sometimes I laugh when I'm just like kind of laughing at myself, so I apologize if that seemed flippant. I don't mean to be flippant about a global pandemic. It is very serious, okay? But yeah, I mean, we've all been feeling really bound, but I feel like in this reading it's something pretty specific. I feel like it's something pretty specific, like a job or a relationship. Like, that's just what's coming to me. And if it's an abusive relationship, you guys, if someone is being abusive and funky, if someone is being abusive and funky, then you need to really rely on your support system right now and figure out with support how best to transition and step away in a safe way and make sure that everyone is safe. I haven't seen any kids pop up in here yet. This is important. Okay, Queen of Cups. All right, so we're talking about the loving woman here with a full heart. The loving woman here with a full heart, a lot to give. But sometimes when we're in the cups, we might need a little bit of swords. You know? We need a little bit of swords to help discern sitch. Okay. All right. So what can you tell us about the Eight of Swords here? Whoa. Wow. So the Queen of Cups jumped. All right. I shuffled. I cut. And the King of Cups popped out. Okay. Now these are the clarifying cards on the Eight of Swords. So maybe we are talking about a relationship here. Okay. And so then it kind of seems to get a little bit more specific. You know, I figured if like maybe like some pentacles popped out, like an Eight of Pentacles, or a, you know, maybe it was like, okay, like a job or something like that, because I won't go, I'm not going to digress on that, but we got a Queen of Cups and a King of Cups here. So the King of Cups, the King of Cups signifies like a really sturdy emotional energy. Okay, and I think I'm going to pull another clarifier for this one too. So it would appear that there's a relationship that somebody feels stuck in, okay? But again, if your partner is the Queen of Cups or the King of Cups, then that would signify to me, that would signify to the reading that that they have the emotional capacity to face a breakup and to be broken up with. If that is what you're wanting to get away from. But the Queen of Cups energy and the King of Cups energy is a very sturdy, stable, emotional energy. That might not resonate too much if you're trying to get out of an abusive relationship. And I don't know why that is the story for me. It's definitely not my situation, but that just kind of keeps coming through. Okay. So then there's the Seven of Swords. All right. So the Seven of Swords would indicate like there's a deception happening. So perhaps this King of Cups or the Queen of Cups could possibly be using their ability with regard to their ability for emotions, their ability to be masterful in their emotions in order to help them deceive. Perhaps this is a situation where someone is being cheated on. I know that's kind of like people really associate the Seven of Swords, the Seven of Swords with and that just felt that my little psychic tower just fell down and like pointed at the Three of Cups. So anyway, so the Seven of Swords is often referred to as like the cheating card in the tarot. So either way, it is the deception, whatever is happening. Somebody could be deceptive about their feelings about something. Somebody could be having a third party situation. Let's go ahead and see what's next, okay? There's a Knight of Swords. Okay. There could be a third party situation here. There could be a third party situation here. All right. Okay. Maybe. Okay, so this is something that just came to me. Okay. So with regard to the Eight of Swords, like maybe, okay. Like someone is wrapped up in their mind about that. Okay, so here's a scenario. Here's something. I'll kind of read it a couple ways because that's what's coming up for me right now. Is so someone is in their head a lot about whether or not their partner is cheating on them. Okay, and the Knight of Swords could be the third party, or the Knight of Swords could be just the energy that's coming through. That you're harnessing your Knight of Swords energy in order to cut through the bullshit and figure this out, okay? But there is a deception going on here. So you're not tripping. Like, that's the thing about the Eight of Swords, okay? That's the thing about the Eight of Swords. It can be very confusing and it's very, very bothersome because you're either the king or the queen of cups here. It came out first, so I'm wanting to say that you're the Queen of Cups. Okay, so you're the Queen of Cups. And you have been thinking a lot about the situation, whether or not your partner or whether or not the other person, it doesn't have to be a partner. It could just be, it's a close relationship, whatever the relationship is. But you're in your head about it because you feel like they're bullshitting you. Okay, there's some sort of bullshit. You're like, what's happening? I'm suspicious, right? Like, and then you're in your head about it, right? So basically, the thing about the Eight of Swords is that it's never just you tripping. Like there is something there. Okay, so like let's say for example, whatever it is that's causing you to be in your head about something. That also means that you're not getting what you need from the relationship. So let's say, and this is getting specific, but like this is also just an example. So like let's say you're with somebody, their behavior is kind of shady. They ain't calling you baby. Why the sudden change, right? And so um so that is inner knowing. And a lot of times we want to find the smoking gun so we can feel justified in breaking free of the binds. And we want outside experiences, outside confirmation to make it so we can take off the blindfold. Okay? For us to say, ah, there's the smoking gun, I found it. And the thing is that sometimes we get that and sometimes we don't. But I think a lot of the times we make ourselves crazy being in that cage of swords. We make ourselves crazy in trying to find the smoking gun, trying to figure it out. And when all that stuff, honestly, that's noise. Okay? That's a lot of noise, and that is um, a fruitless pursuit because you already have the answers inside of yourself. If you are with somebody and they are doing things and it was really great at first, everything was fine or whatever the case was, and then you now have a feeling of being shut out or being disconnected or something, and you're bringing it to them because maybe they appear to be like the King of Cups. Excuse me. Maybe they appear to be the King of Cups, and you are like, okay, well, I'm going to bring this to you. And you ask them about it because you're harnessing your inner knight of swords, and you're like, I want to cut the bullshit, right? And then they basically tell you, no, everything's good. And so then you're kind of like gaslit a little bit. I mean, you go to try to get confirmation from them, and then you don't get the answers. It's not necessarily the answers that you want, but you want the truth. I mean, maybe you want the truth, maybe you don't want the truth. I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to hear the truth. But truth is that you're not feeling good. Whatever this cage is, whatever this cage is, whatever this relationship is, it might not be so important to find the smoking gun. If you don't feel good in where you're at and who you're with, that's all the information that you need. Okay? That's all the information that you need. You don't need to wear yourself down, wear yourself out, contain yourself within this house of swords here. All right? Your binds are loose. You can break free at any time. You don't need to be in this cage of tripping on whatever this is. All right? You can jam. You can do what you need to do. And I think that that's could be a part of what the Knight of Swords energy is. It could be a third party situation, but that's what's up here, okay? Um yeah, I mean I can't express that enough that you can break your binds whenever you want. You don't need to find the smoking gun. You can go. Okay? All right. So let's see. You need clarification for the Three of Cups? I don't think so. Three of Cups is pretty straightforward. You need your people around you right now. Okay? All right. So then what's up with the Death card? With the change, we got Justice. We got Justice. There you go. All right. Maybe this is a divorce. This could be a divorce. I think this might be a divorce situation. Like everything in this, and honestly I swear, like this is coming out pretty specific. So justice is fairness, And by and large, if this is a divorce situation, there's some deception. There could be an affair happening. Whatever it is, it's enough reason to break free, to get with your girls, to get with your people, help them or have them help you. If you need some more support to validate your insight, because I know with intuition and insight, more like intuition sometimes, and I know that this happens for me as well, you have a feeling inside, okay? It usually happens right here. And then you're thinking about it and you're like, is that really what's going on? Is that really what's going on? And you're like, how can I distinguish my intuition from my fears? You know? Because it's not, I mean, it would be, nobody wants to be deceived, right? No one wants to be deceived. That feels really horrible, especially by somebody that you've trusted. So let's see here. Okay, so justice. Got some justice. So there's going to be some fairness. There's going to be the balancing of the scales. Okay, there's going to be some balance here. Like in this card, which I think is so cool. It's really, really cool. This is so cool. So we got like the sword and the scales, right? That's what justice is. But the thing with the sword in the tarot is cutting the bullshit. Like especially a single sword or someone who's yielding a sword. It's a way to get to the truth, and there's truth and justice here. So there's the sword symbolizes the truth, okay? And with this, it's like she's got this flourish of peacock feathers and scales and a sword, and then she's also got some flowing water. So even though this is like Libra energy, there seems to be some Aquarius symbolism in here as well. And the sword, right? So the sword is on her dress. The pommel of it is like going up like between her breasts, but basically like where the pommel meets the blade is over the heart chakra. Okay? And then the tip of the sword is going into the water. And it's penetrating the water, so it's penetrating the emotions of the situation. The truth is going to connect with the feelings. The truth is going to connect with the feelings, okay? I think maybe you'll come to find that you were right about it. Your feelings were giving you what you needed. Okay, so that's with the death card, which is the change card. So let's see what else. We want some more clarification on that. Maybe there's more of a clarification on the situation. The Three of Pentacles. So like there's something to be learned here. You're divinely guided. And there's an integration of you were juggling before, right? So you're kind of juggling the practicalities prior to this and how to in your journey and how to do it. And so right here, right now, you're in the midst of the Three of Pentacles. So you're being divinely guided. You're definitely educated. You have the knowledge. You're getting the knowledge that you need to find integration and to move forward with the situation. And in the Three of Pentacles here, there's like a rainbow around her, and there's a nest with 3 little eggs. So you're giving birth to something, basically, like the Pentacles, and this is also important. The Pentacles are It's a very patient, um, element. Okay, it's a very patient element. It's the earth element is connected with the pentacles. It's very practical, very grounded, and it takes time. And the other piece about that is that the time that it takes is divine. It's all in divine timing, okay? So trust the pentacles when they show up for you. There might be a situation that feels like it's taking its sweet time and you're like, maybe you're feeling a little impatient with it or what have you, but you're being divinely guided. You have the knowledge, you're learning. There's a value system connected to what's happening right now. Okay. And this is also a clarifier with the death piece. So it's like, here you have the death card, you have the justice card. You kind of come in you have like this deception and this, the stuff that I've already explained, like in your backstory right here. Okay. So if this is a divorce situation, then you are going to be, it's going to take time. Give it the time it needs to take. These things don't happen overnight. And you're being divinely guided and things are working out in divine timing. You have justice behind you, so things are going to work out fairly, whatever it is. Things are going to work out fairly, whatever it is, okay? Not to worry. As long as you got your peeps. You need your peeps. You got your peep, you got your people energy, you got your friend energy, and you got your Knight of Swords energy. Your Knight of Swords energy. Yeah, the more that I read this, like I feel like on a more like if it's a specific angle, like maybe there's a third party situation, but I honestly feel like the Knight of Swords is because look at this. The Knight of Swords is rushing toward the deception. The Knight of Swords is rushing toward the deception. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So let's clarify. So like this, I don't know what's going on here. There's like a Knight of Cups in the Chariot. So I wonder if I should pull another clarifier for the Death card. We got Justice, we got Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles, Fairness, Guidance. I think this is a divorce, but I could be wrong. I feel like well, just one more for this spot. Ace of Cups. Far out, man. That's great. That's great. Something new is coming. Something new is coming. Something better. Something better. Something lovely. Something new. Gosh, that's gorgeous. This deck is so good. It's just, isn't that just so pretty? It's so good. It's so important to work with decks that you really enjoy because it just makes it like that much more life-giving to see these beautiful images. Oh my gosh, yes, something good is coming. Something good is coming. This is a bunch of bullshit and it's gonna shift and you're gonna get a new offer. And you don't need to come at it in a codependent. It's not necessarily like a codependency thing. Like, like you don't have to have another person take you out of another relationship. Like, if anything, that person needs to be yourself. And I'm not even about like, oh, you need to rely on yourself all day. Like we need people, okay? Like, don't get me wrong. Either way, a new day is dawning. Like a new, just new energy, new love, new opportunity for vibrancy in your life. Like really just like a starting over, okay? a starting over. Because this cup is blooming out of a lotus, and the lotus blooms out of like a mud bog, right? Don't the lotuses like kind of grow up out of the mud and like some mud bog? And what you have underneath here, which is so cool, is that underneath the lotus, you have a moon. And a lot of the moon signifies emotions, and a moon can also signify dark night of the soul, okay? So you've been going through it. You've been going through it big time, but now there's growth that has happened from this change. And I put it down, it's a part of the death piece, okay? So you got this change, you got this justice, you got the values underneath you, and then you have a brand new beginning. That is amazing. That is amazing. And the cup overfloweth. The golden chalice is springing forth from this beautiful pink lotus that has come from the dark night of the soul, and then out of the cup is with the, runneth over. This can also signify fertility. So, if you want to have if you want to get pregnant or something like that, there's nothing else like that. maybe it's about getting pregnant with an idea. Maybe it's about getting pregnant with a new creation, a new idea. But then this is a cup thing, so new idea would be more of like a sword, I think. But either way, I'm beginning to get a little scattered here. But also, if you're not feeling like you really want to literally get pregnant right now, then definitely keep an eye on your birth control and all of that, because this is also like a fertile card. Okay. So if you want to get pregnant, great. If you don't, be extra safe about that. Okay. Because you wouldn't want to come out of here and like meet the Knight of Cups and like get pregnant with the Knight of Cups. Really? I don't know. Maybe you would. I have no idea. That's pretty specific. But okay. All right. So far out, man. You got like a new thing. The Knight of Cups. Let's do a little clarifier for that guy. We wanted to clarify for him anyway. Knight of Cups, and the clarifier is the Princess of Cups, which is like the Page of Cups in this deck. And these are two different decks. These are two different decks right here. The Knight of Cups is from one deck, and the Princess of Cups is from the other. I see a new relationship happening, and this gal, oh my God, you guys, this is crazy. This is really something. Okay, look, I pulled this card, okay, and look at, she's kind of like she's offering up her cup too, which is cool, right? And she has got the moon behind her. It's like a crescent moon. And look at how she's presenting. It's like super big old cup. And so she's presenting it like lifting it up. And I put it down like, kind of underneath this other card. And so she's presenting it like they're presenting their cups right to each other, I mean, I wouldn't even be surprised if I pulled another clarifier and it came out Two of Cups. I mean, really, in a sense, like the Two of Cups is here, like already. So like this might be like a, maybe you will, maybe the Mr. or Miss Right right now is gonna end up being Mr. or Miss Right. But there's a lot of passion, a lot of love, a lot of fun, a lot of juicy goodness happening. Yeah. All right. So let's get on with the Chariot, maybe? Or should I pull one more card for this like hot new relationship? Let's do that. Hot new relationship. I just pulled the Chariot. the Chariot's right here. These are two different decks. Of course, there's not two Chariots in a deck. You know what I mean? But like, really? This reading is on point, dude. This reading is so good. Ah! Yay! I love it. Oh, you guys. You guys, you're totally gonna be going somewhere. Oh my goodness. Oh. Okay, wherever you're headed, you are so divinely guided. Stay the course. Stay the course, man, because you got some good stuff going on over here on the other side of this business right here. And the sun came out to begin with, and I was like, let's have the sun crown our reading, just to kind of like crown the space. But I honestly think that the sun popped out because it was a significator for the entire reading. Like, this is good stuff, dude. Oh my gosh. Oh, you guys, this is so good. I love it. You're on your way. You are so divinely guided right now. You started off in a really like bound, blind, confused space, and you're just like, yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 Okay, so I'm going to pull one more card, and then I wasn't going to do any oracle cards for this one, but I think I will just pull one oracle card because I feel like it would be a nice little cap and like be kind of like a little vitamin for the reading. You know, I like oracle cards as like just little supplements. You know, some people are really able to like read them in a whole succession, like tarot and that, but um, I really just like having them as like kind of like a nice little treat. A little Scooby snack. Little little Scooby snack. Okay. Mm, all right. Oh my gosh. So the clarifier that I just pulled for the the chariot, there's another chariot, and then there's an 8 of Wands. So like I don't even think I can give any more to this. Like okay, the chariot is on its way. You're going towards it, and it is coming toward you. And it's like, what is it? Oh, looks like it's this new relationship. Yeah, yeah. You are going toward it, and it is coming toward you. Nice. Nice. I like it. Wow. Wow. Talk about like coming from like a really dark place and kind of just coming out into the light. You know, that's so cool. So cool. I don't even know if this needs a extra little oracle thing. Now let me go grab my little oracle deck. I feel like I just want a little cap. Oh my gosh, what a cool reading. Okay. Yeah, you're going towards it and it is coming toward you. You are divinely guided. There will be fairness. There will be a change. There will be pain, but it is all for the better. And you need to rely on your close lovelies. Yeah, man. Oh, you got it going on, dude. Okay, let me go grab my little oracle thing. We'll just like end with like a little incantation. Okay, hang tough. have this quartz crystal that I always store with this deck, and this is like a it's a quartz crystal, but what makes it pretty special is that it's like hydro cut. So basically, like there's a lot of etchings. It's hydro etched. That's what it's called. There's a lot of etchings in here that are all natural etchings that happened from water. It's like hydro etched. It's a really cool quartz. Oh, that's good. It's a goodie. That's good. Okay. All right. So I haven't. So these oracle cards are pretty cool. They're very cool. They come with like a little incantation, and I don't know. I just really like them. So what can cap? Let's cap the reading with a nice. What is something that people can take away, and focus on? A little vitamin, little vitamin injection. Little nugget to hang on to. All right. Okay. Whoa. The labyrinth. That was kind of a trip. I flipped that over and at first it felt as though I flipped it over, but I felt as though it was another back of a card, just by virtue of its own design. Just has like at first it's just kind of like, whoa, what's that, you know? But then you see, and it's labyrinth, and without any other kind of book explanation, which I'll give you now, since I don't have these memorized, and that's the thing with Oracle, is just like I kind of feel like you just read it. But either way, sorry, I digress. To me, pulling the labyrinth just says that there's going to be some twists and turns on this journey, but you're walking the labyrinth, you're on the path. And as long as you stay centered and keep meditative and just kind of like trust in your divine guidance, trust in your inner divine guidance, then you're on your way. There's nothing stopping this chariot, okay? So let's see what it says. Aha, a labyrinth. Labyrinth is an ancient symbol that relates to wholeness. Labyrinths have been an important spiritual part of many cultures for thousands of years. It is a flat surface containing it's a flat surface containing an intricately designed pathway, but unlike a maze, there are no dead ends. Nice, isn't that nice? It is one continuous path. Okay, the labyrinth represents a journey to our own center and back again, out into the world. Labyrinths have long been used as meditation and prayer tools. As a metaphor for life's journey, we can walk the labyrinth either spiritually, mentally, or in actual fact. It is a symbol that creates a sacred space and place and takes us out of our ego to that which is within. Okay? Inner knowing, divinely guided. Basically, the labyrinth is also a metaphor for the journey to the center of our deepest self, then back out into the world with a heightened understanding of who we are. It's high time you got reacquainted with the inner you. Does that not completely resonate with the entirety of this reading? Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, here's the incantation. We'll say it 3 times, okay? I lost myself in search of a new me. This should never have come to be. So now lead me back to the place I began, because after all, that was the right plan. You're getting back in touch with yourself. Oh my gosh. You're getting back in touch with yourself. You really lost yourself in this relationship over here, you guys. It's pretty specific. I lost myself in search of a new me. This should never have come to be. So now lead me back to the place I began, because after all, that was the right plan. I lost myself in search of a new me. This should never have come to be. So now lead me back to the place I began, because after all, that was the right plan. And it gives you a gemstone too, okay? So if you own some sodalite, maybe you can put that in your pocket or wear that, if you have a ring or earrings or a bracelet or whatever, have that with you. Sodalite represents the journeys that we make in life, both inner and outer. It purifies the mind and brings us insight into the inner workings of the universe. Harness the energy of sodalite when you need help, finding your way on life's journeys. I really hope that you liked your reading today. I know it was very specific, kind of a trip, but there it is. And thank you for, if you like what you heard, hit like, share, and subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you next time. This was really fun. I really enjoyed this. This is my first video, and I was thinking about just having it for myself, but I think I'm going to launch it because it was just such a good reading. And I don't know, it just felt really good talking to you guys. And even though I haven't quite figured out my jam yet with regard to how I'm going to do my little setup, I don't know. I feel okay putting this out there now. So, because somebody needs to hear it. Like, there are people out there who need to hear it. Someone needs to hear this. Okay? So thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.